I've said about Haven. Ooh.
Wait, okay. This is... I'm not sure how I feel about it. SK picking Ascent. Neither of these teams, obviously it's not been in the map pool, have played this map since stage 3 last year. The last time they both played Ascent was against Twisted Minds. G2 beat them 3 out of 3 times. SK lost in a pretty harsh loss there. So obviously it was a different roster back then. So hopefully this new roster's got something retooled on that map. G2 then picking Split, this makes a lot of sense to me. Both in their previous matchup in the group stage, Split was a 13-4 victory for G2. It was absolutely dominant. I watched back that map earlier today and it was the easiest and quickest prep I've had in quite a long time. The Decider Lotus. If we get there, Rescue on the Raze, I can see SK winning it, but they have to win out Ascent because I don't think I really believe they can win it out on Split.
A little bit of doubt there. I'm really surprised that we're seeing Haven, and the reason I'm so surprised is that we have seen this map played by SK 9 out of 9 times so far.
Yep.
It has been every single series, whether it's been a pick, whether it's been a decider, it has been there as a constant. And now we head into the, the semi-finals. We're getting really deep into the competition now. And now's the chance where they ban it out. And that does sort of, I've got some thoughts on it.
I mean, hey, I'd be scared of Mimi's Phoenix as well. We saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
I would not want to go against it. But on this map here, I wouldn't be surprised if we still see the Phoenix. No, relatively standard compositions, classic Ascent across the board. Big difference here is obviously the Sentinel setups. Amy with that Vice. And so Amy on the Vice instead of Mimi, Mimi's got a lot of hours on the Vice in stage 2. This obviously is because, you don't really have that Viper, where Amy is basically just permanently on. So Mimi's going to that flex. Her KO is incredible. Up against Rescue, those old teammates who love playing against each other on the same agent, that's going to be a battle to watch.
Absolutely poetic here. I'm excited to see this. As you said, I feel like Mimi's kind of carved out the niche. She was sort of really trailblazing with the Vice early on in the stage. She picked it up super quickly. It kind of became a defining thing. She's the best rated Vice player in the league. But you're right, is that there needs to be that little bit of a switch up. Oh, we even get a little bit of an insight to the boot camp. I love it. Everyone's sitting down. We're headed into the server, getting ready to go. And I think you're right. And we go, last time they met, Vanya had a plus 25 KD record against S. Ooh, that's not even like good. That's outstanding.
And this is what you are up against now as SK, is Vanya, one of the best players that GC realistically has ever seen. And G2 immediately going for some aggression out mid. Or they're just going for a crossfire. Oh, Ever's going to bait them in.
Oh, Vanya, there's the swing one out. Now that they know there's players both sides, but they can't really escape that. They know that Rescue's tucked on in. And there's the third for Vanya already. And the team, SK evaporate. Wall up in their faces. Flash is just kind of salt on the wounds. Akita swings out, finds Lisa. And now just Fluxy. Sure, she's got sight. Sure, she's got spike. But she's got nothing else. Not even an upgraded pistol. And now the flood comes towards her. Recon on over. She can't even turn away to shoot it. Akita's the one that swings and finds the pick, and that is a flawless way to start us off.
And when you have someone like Vanya just popping off like that, no surprise that goes flawless the way of G2, opening the round with that triple over towards mid. I thought Ever was going to try and bait SK in to play off the crossfire, but instead, no, G2 say, you know what? We're going to swing into you. We're going to take the fight, and we are going to win. Vanya pop in and now left alone. Fluxy, not a lot that she can really expect. Obviously, Ascent, defender-sided map. Pistols do matter a lot on the attack side, so this now does put SK in a little bit of a rough position moving on forward as we have a pause on the timer. So we'll slow it down a little bit of a tech pause. Sorry, everyone at home, bear with us here. But now G2, this is going to set them up very well for the rest of this map already, because they've got that outlaw online on Akita, and this weapon
I was about to say
is going to be lethal against SK.
It's lethal weapon. It's lethal in her hands. It's just it's the worksman and their tool there at that point. And we'll have to find out. That knife scan is gonna catch all of them. Flies on in. There's the scan. Actually, only finds 4. Toy just about skirting the edge of it there. There's the swing on out. Akita not actually gonna find any damage there, but Amy posted or not, the smokes come on out, so they still can't get past this choke point.
This Vice Utility is going to slow them down as well. The Thorns are still up. The wall's been baited. Thorns immediately pop, though. That means that they're going to be there when the wall goes down. SK have a chance to get to site if they can get past Amy.
There's the first Amy. The barrier to entry to the site. Akita still there, still making noise. Mimi throws her hat into the fray as well. Now Eva, she wants a piece of the pie. She doesn't want to let all of the action go unnoticed. Amy swings on out there, and as the smoke descends, Eva does too. And another flawless round. Not a death in sight for G2.
And this is where you're starting to look at G2 as a team that will continue pushing on like this. SK are forced into the full shield buy despite the utility they bought and expended in the previous round because of this outlaw from Akita. And I think I saw at least one person there with regen, so this outlaw from Akita is going to get a lot of value even if she doesn't hit the heads. Yeah, one Fluxy with that regen shield. Akita over towards mid, and I think we're going to be seeing a lineup here from Lisa, seeing what she can find. A slow round from SK. They're going to hope that G2 make a mistake, but G2's not really known for that, although they are going mid.
Here we go. Jeleena's going to have to be careful. Does have backup from all fronts here. Flash goes on out, and they are going to get punished for that overstep, but it's 3 for 3, and that leaves us 2 for 2. And the spike's being dropped. They know this. They can't really hang around to find out. The spike gets recovered, pushing on forward. And now G2, it's an amazing initial push, but left now weak and spread apart, dissipated across the map.
This situation where you have even numbers favors the attackers. You can see they are completely separated. One on A, one on B. Akita only has 1 bullet in the chamber as well for the outlaw. She hears that cage. She knows they're coming towards her, but she can only get 1 unless they line up.
And it's Fluxy on the regen shields as well. There's, a missed. It's not a missed shot, it's a tag on forward. And it's lucky it's not Fluxy that gets caught there. Fall back, reload, regroup, recalibrate as Akita moves on over. Drone's not going to spot anybody out. It's now pushing on with no information. Shock dart for the corner. It's all going to give this away. Camera's still up there as well. The early warning. The canary of impending doom. But that timer, it's ticking, it's ticking, it's ticking. Now Fluxy holding the angle. Very worried about a re-peek from the missed shots there. Dart spots them out, but through the wall. Eva gets one, Akita the other. And the recon dart, a single piece of util, brings this round crumbling down.
SK just falling apart, unable to break the recon, and that 2v2, which was so advantageous for them, dissipates into a loss as G2 get their third online. I love the peek through the smoke. SK seemed like they stabilized off the back of it. Rescue had turned the flash, but her old teammates took her down, and the rest of SK followed. G2 played that to perfection. They've now able to keep all of the weapons they saved, those two and the outlaw specifically in as well. It's going to cause so much damage against SK.
You can see the fear, the panic buy up of full shields. And now SK looking for a change in tempo, straight on out, but that knife scan. Ooh. Vanya waiting up top there. Dash on over has been heard. Akita looking to get onto the angle. Knows that one's already crossed past the barrier, past the threshold. Sending in shock darts. Scan's going to find Fluxy, but they're just waiting for somebody to appear. There's the opening pick. Yeah, let them have sight. Play the numbers. Play the advantage. Deny them taking these weapons. Jelena spots ahead. There's the spam away. Will find Akita, but again, can't recover the weapons. But now, attention, pressure being piled on in from Tree there. Laser's found another one. Another push up from heaven. It's being watched by so many beady eyes. The swing on out. They're tucking in towards hell here. They're still waiting. So much time. Port, Eva, Amy both find theirs. They line up forever again. And G2, they keep this party going. The Thrifty was on the horizon. We're on the edge of our seats. But G2 absolutely not letting that one slip away.
And going into round 5, they're going to have the first 2 ultimates online for this map as well, trying to complete this run as flawlessly as possible. The Hunter's Fury comes online thanks to Ever's spray down there. And obviously the From the Shadows from Vanya, not the most powerful ultimate, but it's Vanya. Maybe she goes for some kind of crazy play with it. And what I'm now looking at specifically Ever, 7-0-1. Hunter's Fury online. As long as the KO knife doesn't hit her, this could be absolutely lethal. Potentially a set play over towards A main with it. They haven't heard any noise, so I don't think they go for it.
No, not yet. Vanya, a little bit of a jump spot through mid. Not going to be awarded with any information just yet. Here we go. Akita's push on out. Has to be careful. Fluxy's position here. She pushes on forward. Could cause a little bit of a problem, but she decides to get out before too much can happen. Gets tagged up. A lot of damage there, but still alive. And, I mean, distraction thorns, you know? Use them as a decoy. Paranoia goes on. Out, though. Hunter's Fury invested. Tapping away. Not going to find all too much. It's way too high. Does get a tag on the last bolt, but can't help but feel not as much value as it should have found.
SK pause in the middle of the exec. This is dangerous, but if they can use this to their advantage, Vanya could get surprised on sight. She's got Amy working with her, though.
So silent. And they're so much further than expected already. Amy, though, there's the jump scare. Immediately trying to get out of harm's way.
30 seconds left.
Doesn't want to get caught by the wall bangs. Akita, smoke in her face, does have the updraft. Counter Hunter's Fury invested here. Comes on through, trying to clear outside. Akita, Amy both find one. Lisa does get one long range, but instantly. And they know now just Toy. Stuck here in market, 3 players watching her, and a 5th round. And G2 goes in. It doesn't look like a day's passed since they played this map.
All we can say at this point is, luckily for SK, that wasn't a flawless for G2. That's
we're talking
the
of like
silver lining.
Tinfoil levels of silver lining here. But I think you're right.
The ultimates were invested as well. That's a big deal. Obviously, G2 did invest their Hunter's Fury too, so that was kind of a trade across the board. The big thing now for SK is they've almost got Rescue's Null Command online. I'm sure this tactical pause coming out from SK is going to be how we're going to use this. Obviously, against the Vice can pop the Thorns before the Null Command comes online, after the kind of voice line for it. So there's this potential moment for Amy to try and slow them down. How do SK play around that? Are they even able to? Because G2, even when they're in a disadvantage, are just winning everything.
They really, really are. And I'll say, it's still kind of early days. We've had first 2 proper gun rounds go, but we are starting to get into that dangerous territory of when G2 start to build up momentum. There's nobody in this world or any other that can stop them. And now they've... On the plus side, you know, you said that it wasn't flawless. It means that they can finally buy up some new weapons. Outlaw coming out again, though.
Yeah, it may as well. We've got 1 full shields from SK just in case that Outlaw's up, which is a correct read, but the Sova's not really going to be first entrying, and Mimi could just hit the heads anyway. Hit
the heads through the smoke. Doesn't even need to see them. Drone gets taken down before it can find any meaningful information. Toy's got some good space up towards mid, but now peeling away, looking to head in towards tree. And look at this, the read already. You can see them moving players on over.
This is one of the things that G2 have been so good at. It's Mimi, but everyone else with their mid-round additions as well. Akita's holding the line down with that Outlaw. Oh, she unscoped. Oh, how does she still get that?
Down A.
Because she's the quickest draw in the West. Quickest draw in EMEA as well. Toy has managed to work so much space here, but surely they're aware of this vacuum of information.
I think Ever saw her there, right?
Maybe, well, we've got to hope so. Otherwise, Vanya's in for a nasty surprise. Drop down will have been heard. Oh, round the corner, lightning speed. Toy finds the first. That's going to give them the opportunity to plant the spike. And
30 seconds left.
Lisa's position here could be everything. Amy's still waiting, a little bit worried. Back turned, constantly paranoid. Someone's there. And she's completely missed it. She's been completely overlooked. A chance to devastate from the back lines. Knife in hand, face first. Oh, not able to pull the gun out in time. And there's the first. Here the tap on the defuse. That forces Toy's hand. She has to swing. Now just Fluxy. She knows she has to step up. There's nothing she can do. And again, a 6th round on the board. G2 keeping the ball rolling.
SK weren't expecting to win it, but I'm sure they would have wanted to get more damage in after managing to get the spike down. Unable to, thanks to Mimi spraying and a brilliant quick scope there from Akita. And that plant spot, Fluxy can't really play off of it. She's kind of left by herself, and it was her that planted that spike. Now we've finally got the operator online for G2. Ultimates across the board. The Steel Gardens to potentially send SK down to another Thrifty in this round, and then the next, if G2 can continue this dominant streak.
Here we go, Akita. There's the first, and I think that little noise encapsulates everything we feel. Camera taken down, and they know exactly where Toy is. And this has gone from bad to worse. Wall gets tripped, so now all eyes there on Market. Jalena's trying to make a play, trying to make some space, and she's found the first. It's something. It's a foothold to work with, but Akita now on the upgraded sniper, holding for this exact position, waiting. Has to be a little bit careful because nobody's watching her back. No one's watching her 6. Tapping away. They're really trying to mount the pressure here. And holding for this swing, exactly. Jalena gets punished. She heard the footsteps out A main and knows that the cross has happened. The game sense, the accuracy, the speed and reactions coalesce in this magnificent player. And now just Lisa left and so far removed. And again, if we're looking for silver linings, she has the spike, but she only has 30 seconds. She's got no control. She is likely to be able to save this weapon. I'm never going to say never, but we're really grasping at straws here. We need to see a turning point soon.
And the most important thing for G2 and G2 fans is G2 didn't invest any ultimates into this round. Okay, maybe from the shadows, sure, from Vanya, but that's not a big power ult, right? You've got 4 other important ults on this team that G2 are saving, continuing to have in to push themselves up to 8, 9, potentially 10 in this half. SK need to get a handle on it. The timeout did not work. Mainly thanks to heroics basically coming out from the side of G2. They're taking their ones and they're winning them. The caliber of player on this G2 Gozen roster. I mean, how are you hitting a shot like that? A headshot not as well. Like, just absolutely bonkers. And now SK, they've gone for this weird broken buy because of Lisa's save in the previous round. Knives likely online for Jelena, but Mimi can knock command them away immediately if she wants to.
Get out of my way!
Knives popped. Actually, no, still online right now. Ops waiting, not quite gonna hit the shot. Almost blocked her out of thin air. G2 though, Ever, Akita, the entries are shut down, and that leaves the remaining players stuck in the choke point, choking for any bubble of air, any grace that G2 might give them, but they're not. There's absolutely nothing. And yeah, it's a tag. The Knives come out immediately to try follow up there, but look, it's traded out. The moment one falls, another is there in their place.
And this just feels like the G2 Gozen of old at this point. They are looking dominant. This map, they've not played it for 201 days. And now they're here and they're so confident. Mimi's just spraying it down. And Molly might get a kill, yeah, but the game sense is impeccable. The intuition of these players is unstoppable. And now, SK, do you expend both timeouts going into round 9? Because you need to fix this.
It's risky business because if you use it now, and they are, if you use it now and you fix the problem, great. But then what happens if the second half starts just as catastrophically? It's game over, KO.
But look at Eva. She's not died once. She is 13-0, and that is her kill death, yes. I'm expecting that's where this scoreline is going to right now. Eva is on an absolute tear. This stage, she already looks so much better than she did in stage 1, and she was already good there. She is really coming to her own in this G2 roster, and this stage now feels like her chance to shine.
I think so. Stage 1 was a chance to start integrating, a chance to lay the foundations, and now they are building a monument to their own legacy.
And it just feels unstoppable. The Gozen of old is coming back, and they are here and now. Maybe a lot of people, including myself, were hoping for a bit of a switch up with Giant X and SK both looking good, but this was SK Nebula's map pick. Previous time these two teams matched up on Split, it was a 13-4 for G2 Gozen. SK need this map, or they need to have switched up massively in the next. And Akita's already in line for the next spot. The smoke has to come through. It does? Is she going to updraft? She's going to peek.
Oh, and they're not looking, and they're not looking. Unfortunately, Cloudburst comes out, the smoke covers them, and Toy, that's what they need. Finally, they're not playing catch-up. They have set the pace early round. Null Command comes on out, though, immediately trying to shut this down, trying to stop them. And on site, pushing through the thorns, it's painful. Takes down Mimi, and not going to give them a chance to get her back on up. Tap it away, and they've not been able to find anything. Vanya there gets one, trying to bait with the revive, but they're not going to allow it to happen. Counter. Ultimate popped here from Rescue. And this could be it. This could be the turning point. And they're all eyes on Heaven. Fluxy finds one. Ever the drop down. Oh, the tap as well. They know where she is. The wall's in her face. And this is looking like curtains on that flawless streak.
She's going to save, though. She doesn't want to get her first death on the board. She's might be giving up the round, but she's keeping her KD nice and perfect. And SK, they finally got this round up. They managed to swing it back in. I love that Amy was playing off of site. She was playing the opposing side to her utility, so she could still pop the Thorns despite the Null Command coming in for the exec, despite the knife coming in. Great play there from Amy to make sure that she could still be a part of that A anchor, even if she's on B. And now SK, you invested a lot into the last couple of rounds, and you've got your first round win. You need to keep on pushing it forward. You've lost that loss bonus as well, so you've got to win decisively. Akita's still got the op. G2 still have a bank of money behind them. Ever's second Hunter's Fury coming online as well. So SK, can you continue to push forward? And do you keep getting caught out on these extremities? Because Toy's been caught out in B main an awful lot.
Yeah, and the camera going down immediately has raised suspicions. High alert over towards B main. And not just high alert, that doesn't mean they're going to back off. No, they're going to look fear in the eye, push on forward, put the op on the line, trying to capitalize desperately. Dash is gone now, so it's a little bit riskier to hold the fort, but she's still keeping hold of B main solo. Now in towards mid, over towards A. Things start to get interesting. Knife goes on out, gonna scan, not find anybody. Flash goes on over, drug onto site. Vanya's not being cleared, she gets both. She's got the paranoia immediately. Mimi the flick! Call a Max Verstappen with reactions like that. And now it's all tumbled down once more, held not even at arm's length, held at sight length. On the other side of the map, Liza looking to clear through mid, but knows that a Mimi, who is absolutely hot on the trigger today, is lurking somewhere, and that every step is freight with peril.
And SK just have to save again. The flash there from Amy was absolute perfection. It caught both Jelena and Fluxy as they were TPing and dashing into the A site. And they couldn't fight at all. SK just can't find it. I thought maybe they could start to string some rounds together, get some momentum on their side, but no, it's not happening yet. As G2, they get their 9th on the board. The best that SK Nebula can hope for here, with a okay buy in this round at least, is a 9-3 half. And they still don't have the ultimates online to really push it through.
No, that Hunter's Fury's close, but I mean, we saw what happened. The first Hunter's Fury in the map was just not quite. Elevations were all wonky. But you're right, there's still chance for it to get to a position of being recoverable. And I think that's the thing, is it's getting into a position that they can try right the wrongs the next half. This feels like a foregone conclusion right now.
Look at the paranoia setup. It's a trap. Don't walk into it, SK.
And it's about to snapshot, and then the flash goes out. Akita still regaining her bearings, and the trap does get sprung, but they've baited it out. They've prodded it until it snapped shut, absolutely empty. And now looking through mid, nobody's there. They're still worried, but Cross diligent of every corner.
They want to try and bait out this Vice utility as soon as possible. Really, they probably want to send Fluxy over there to make a bit of noise to get the Thorns on the wall, but instead they're just going to flex back towards B. And I think Mimi spotted that jumping over the top of the well. Oh, and immediately Akita on the same line she always is, takes down Fluxy, with the rest of G2's on the B site.
It's too late. They're already here, and the longer you dilly and the longer you dally, the longer they're gonna have time to get ready for you. Flash over the top there, waiting for the cage to fall before popping the second. Vanya's still got a handle on everything. Backside here with Ever, the dynamic duo, holding on for dear life. 1 for 1, looking for the trade, but Vanya, regains sight just in time to take one more into the grave with her. And Lisa, there's the spike, but the lid of the coffin already closing as the walls close in around her. And G2, they're not getting cocky about it. They're taking their time. They don't want to misstep. They don't want to throw away the chance, waiting for both sides to push perfectly synchronized, a dance between these two angles, and Amy's the one that finds it. Contingencies on contingencies in case she falls, but they're not needed, and that is double digits in record time.
The first half is looking unstoppable for G2 Gozen. And yes, okay, defender-sided map, you can cry that as much as you want, but you need something. You need a bit of a buffer in case you lose that pistol. And SK Nebula don't have any of it. They don't have any more timeouts. And this is it. They need to win this round, because if they lose this, I mean, we saw what happens on this kind of scoreline in the previous matchup on this map. This just feels like we're watching that game again.
Deja vu. I'm just feeling this place. I won't see any more lest we get mistaken for being the real deal, but...
Oh, yeah, sure you would.
Sure. Oh, switch on over to the Vandal with the first shot. Not connecting, but definitely putting the fear of G2 in them. There's the second, and she doesn't miss twice. Or the third time. You were warned, you were told, and yet you continued to poke the belly of the beast. And Nikita walks away with all 100 points of her health, mind you, to continue terrorizing Mimi. Spots a player, flash goes on out, allows Akita to get into position here. Doesn't even need to swing herself. Flash goes on out, looking to swing the smoke. Nobody's there. Now the A side, they know that's where they're looking to end. Fluxy trying to clear the corners. Paranoia. Vanya's got to be careful. Goes out in response. Mutually assured destruction there. Neither side allowed to make a move. Innately favoring G2. Silently creeping. That smoke's gonna fade. And caught in the open, Vanya falls. Amy too. And Fluxy leading by example. Finds her third. Still 2 more needed. And she's got the angle on Ever. Finds her fourth here. Just Mimi. And the door's being broken. They're waiting. They know. And Mimi, do you even want to look at this? You got a 9-round example. There's nothing more. This is the end of the half. Gotta go down swinging. But Rescue's holding the line. There's the swing on out. Finds the pick. And SK end on the highest that they can manage. 10-2. Can they bring this back? an absolute necessity of a pistol round coming in here, and a player that we want to see come alive, a player we want to see light up the server, Jelena. It's been quiet so far, but we'd love to see, with the sheriff in hand, a turning of the tides.
She needs to come back online. It's not necessarily that SK need her there to do anything, but they need her there to be that tip of the spear on the attack side. She failed to do that in the previous half, and now as we switch with Akita 14 and 5, Jelena needs to get this 3 and 11 to start well on this pistol, and SK are going for the same mid push that actually G2 did against them. What? She gets 2 at least.
Lunacy as 2 for 2. Amy, though, stepping on up, has been an absolute gem amidst a pile of treasure, albeit. And that, unfortunately, might be the finishing blow.
And like, if SK lose this, they've got to force up the next round. Unless Toy can pull off something special in this 1 versus 3. And they're already holding her, a stack in main.
Oh, the paranoia as well. She's wide out in the open, sitting dark. And there it is, Amy to get her 3rd, G2 to get both pistols and 11th. Every accolade under the sun right now.
And SK, do you force? Because if you force and you lose, that's it. This map is all but over. Jelena, yes, showed up with those 2 kills. I think it was a collat. And SK are choosing not to go for the force. Jelena's Marshall, she's going to have to hit the head because there's Akita with that outlaw that was ever so deadly in the previous half. And then the rifle surrounding it. The FPX by G2 playing it nice and safe. And Akita, Jelena, the body shot.
Tags go both ways, though. Now it's just a matter of who can find the killing blow. It's Jelena. We wanted a step up. That's the way to get it started. There's the first. Now the back away, not going to give them the chance to trade. Not at all.
And SK now, don't make any more mistakes. You have the advantage. Play into it. Let G2 make a mistake. You know, when they're down in numbers, they go exploring to try and find something. They'll group and push. And they're grouping and pushing towards A. Fluxy's made the wrong read. So it all comes down to how long does Toy save this cam? Because you want this cam for the retake. It's going to be so powerful in that retake scenario. But she's just holding it for the info. And SK, well, Jelena, can you find anything again?
She's got the right angle for it, and she's got the aim to back it up. There's the first, and G2 goes scrambling. They want no part of this, but do they even have time to get to the other side of the map? Well, they've got a present waiting for them in mid. Fluxy's already pushed on up here, and it's about to be a bloodbath. Rescue waiting. There's the swing on in, gets the first and the second. Ever does eventually trade. Looking for something, trying to recover a weapon, maybe?
A spike, but she already has it, and Fluxy just takes her out of the game anyway. SK, somehow that not counting as a thrifty, but they had basically nothing going into that round, and they took it away when G2 goes in. It's still going to be a hell of a comeback if they want to find it. And more of these shots, please, Rescue and Jelena. That is exactly what we need to see if SK Nebula are going to start this comeback. Now, Jelena's got her own outlaw online, but Akita's got those full shields. She knows about this tactic. She's ready to play against it.
Here we go. There's the first spotted. Shot baited on out. Worried about being swung from the right-hand side, but it's just going to fall back. Push up into tree here. There's nobody initially waiting. No util to stop them. The players in B main. This could be a little bit of crunch time. Side waiting, Rescue spotted contact immediately. Molly out in response. Bolt to go over, trying to scan, get any information they can. Fluxy again, stepping up, being the voice of passion, voice of reason, voice of change. And now it's a bit of a messy fight on site. Rescue's got one sidearm switch. Ever's just got the classic, needs to reload. And unfortunately out in the open will get pounced upon. But Fluxy started the change, has been at the foundations of these rounds that they've been putting together.
And that little bit of stall from Rescue was actually so useful. It allowed Fluxy to take that fight into main, not worry about the people from Tree. She managed to get a kill herself there as well. And now full buy across the board. Jalena's got the operator holding over towards A, whilst G2, they're pinging at the map because it looks like they're going for an A split. And A splits are a little bit rough, realistically, on this map. You need to expend a lot of utility to be able to get up towards Tree in the first place. And SK's ready. Fluxy's watching it, whilst Jalena's holding down main.
Paranoia. Oh, so potent. Waiting. The second to pounce. Util's heard the flash. That's the call to action. Immediately. Smoke goes on out, hoping that they haven't pushed. Still baiting them in, trying to lure them on in. Flash to allow Fluxy to re-peek, re-clear. And she's not going to spot anybody just yet.
No, G2 have backed off. They've gone back into silence. They got a fair bit of utility out of SK there. The Paranoia and the flash from Rescue. Those are big value items that they wanted to get rid of before the real exec. And now they're heading back towards A main. But do they have what they need to clear out Jalena? She's still holding the line with the op. One flash left for Mimi. It's going over the top.
It's just Wen waiting for the 30-second mark
30
to pop.
seconds left.
Jalena has to turn on in, regain vision, but Rescue's already here. Ops back online, back to back, and they're trying to hold them off though. Amy, Eva, both find picks. Now it's not the empty site. They know Fluxy's still hanging around somewhere. There's the swing on out. They line up. And she's leading them back into this match, back into this series.
And they need this as well. SK Nebula have to find this comeback because Split is not somewhere where they are expected to win. This immediate fight from SK Nebula as soon as they realize about the A main push is perfection. The refight a little bit worse, yes, but then Fluxy closes it out for them. And G2 goes and well. They've got both timeouts to use in this half. They're going to use one going into the eco round of round 17. See if they can try and find something here. A Thrifty is something G2 goes and are very good at. They have what I'm imagining are set plays specifically for Thrifties based on how they've been playing them before. I'm wondering if that's what's being called here.
I'd love to find out. Because you're right, they've been so spot on with them. And it's one of those that we talk and we joke a lot about the Game Changers shares. We shouldn't joke about the Game Changers shares. It's very serious business here. Yeah. But we talk about it for a reason. And in the hands of players like Evo, who's 17-6 right now, it's devastating. And even rounds where you think maybe they finally get a chance to breathe, it's snatched away from them time and time again. But we want to see them hold on. We need to see them hold on here. Otherwise, it's mat point.
And for SK, they definitely don't want to be investing their ults because they've got a long mountain to climb to get back in. You want to save the ults where possible. Jalena needs to save her life. Missed a shot, backs off. The spike's over towards A, though. G2 are just trying to prod, poke, find a mistake, pull the rotations over, but Jalena's made the rotation herself over towards mid. It's the right read.
Indeed. Ooh, not able to confirm the kill, but it's information about how far they've got. Rescue's next up to the chopping block. It's a little bit scrappy. That Molly's going to force the reposition, and that's when she'll decide that it's all over and done with. Vanya, it's an absolutely stellar shot. Paranoia is available to allow her to swing this site, and she's making plays. She's making space for the team. There's another. She's got a weapon in hand, and suddenly this is getting a little bit pear-shaped. Jalena around the side, knives out here, but peeks into two of them, not able to get out alive, but 1-for-1 leaves us still in a situation incredibly winnable for G2 here on site. They know where Lisa is now, making some noise. Spike still hasn't gone down, though. That's the primary focus here, is they could crunch and deny the plant. They're not going to, though.
They're going to tap a couple of times, bait it in, and Toy's fallen for it, but they're not holding it. She's got so much space.
It's where the secondary player is. Need to try and punish. Amy swings on out, makes the space. Now it's all on Toy. Just waiting. Knows there's a player generator. The drop on down will have been heard. Flash comes on out, and the swing, blind as a bat, and it's an Emoda Thrifty to find themselves map point.
G2 are so consistent with these Thrifties. Emoda's getting their money's worth purely from G2 Gozen right now. It feels like this is incredible consistency in these rounds. They had no right, but they perfectly isolated the fight over towards A. They knew Rescue and Fluxy. They're in the same positions here. If you can isolate these duels, if you can take one by one each of them out, they can't support the other, and then you can get the A site for free.
Stunning stuff. Wall gets stripped instantly. Amy looking to take the space. Slowly round the corner. Due diligence, something that G2 are known for. Look at this though. Already moving that spike on over to B. Content with the space they've taken in main. Not spotting anything mid either. There's the swing on out. And this is the problem. We talk about it. They've been waiting to punish G2 for missteps, but making misplays of their own here. Into the shadows across the map. Get into a position that could be immediately effective. So much dual util though, and Fluxy, has to TP out of there, just about alive, but being pressured. Here's footsteps on all sides, with Toy going down, low HP, but she's still good for two. She's making a meal of this. And she's cooking. There's another. Spike gets dropped. That makes four. Just Mimi lines up, takes her down. But she's bought so much chance for her team. Now hoping, keeping her fingers crossed, they can drag it across the line. Spike goes down. That's enough for Mimi to work with. She's known for her clutches. And now waiting round the other side. So many sides to watch on her own. She spotted her legs. Now there's the information she has to work with. Caught by so much util, chipped away. Jolina's gonna capitalize. And it's all off the heroics of another Fluxy 4K.
The Scottish IGL meta is here and here to stay. Incredible work from Fluxy to bring back her team from what looked like the brink of death. To get this little 2K, and then the second one here, repositioning. I don't know how she does it. I was a bit disappointed there that she didn't get the ace. I'm very excited for that moment of the Fluxy ace. It will be very special. But now G2 down to an eco. And is this where we should be most worried about them?
Maybe. I feel like most worried has been the constant state of panic we've been in this half.
Yeah. Yeah, it has. G2 have been incredible. But now, they've got a lot of ultimates online. Nikita's Knives already popped. Null Command and Hunter's Fury here too. SK's only got rescues.
Oh, that drone has got more than its money's worth of information. Lisa with the first there. Recobot goes out. Oh, Jelena has to back away there. It's a little bit of a scary one, but she's going to fall away with all her health, all her limbs intact, but with the knowledge that mid's not a great place to be right now.
Yeah, but heading back towards B is a little bit predictable, I fear. SK haven't re-cleared mid very deep, so they have to keep Jelena on this line or pull a Fluxy over, and neither of them is great until you know for certain G2's going B. But SK still have the right number here. It's a 4 versus 3 on site for G2 if they can find their way there.
Toy first up on the angle, spotted, fallen away, immediately shocked over, looking to try and confirm the kill. And it was pushed out very far back here. Got a stall util. Trying to make this as uncomfortable as possible. And Ever with the first, they might choose to just start investing ultimates. All they need is one. And with Amy finding another pick, it starts to collapse. Dominoes, but Lisa says absolutely not. There's 3, needs one more, has to reload. Ace denied, but only 8 seconds remaining. Panic plant coming on through. Paranoia forces her off. No time left, and she's not going to be able to get both of these picks. And G2 so close to dragging this across the line. But denied just at the very end, and Fluxy to put the final nail in.
Back to back 4Ks from the stars of Nebula. Incredible work to keep them in this map.
Enemy remaining.
Like we've said so many times, they need it, and I think their players can understand it. They can feel it. G2's not going for that second timeout yet, because now they've got to buy. They've got proper guns on everyone. Big ultimates at play here as well. The null command I'm looking at as a crucial piece of kit that SK used in the previous to confirm the round. And now G2's got that advantage if they go for this hard A exec.
The knife waiting immediately there. Trying to counter as much of the execute as possible, trying to eliminate the null command. Hunter's Fury coming on out, illuminates the first player, allows Mimi to swing, gets the second. Hunter's Fury will take down Vanya, but Mimi's on a tear, ripping them to ribbons and taking this site by force. They want this map done. They want it done rounds ago. When that doesn't work, well, sometimes you need to step up, lead from the front. Spike goes down, drone goes over, it's gonna spot out Lisa, and he goes from bad to worse. Mimi and Nikita swing on out, and G2 are 13-7 on their opponent's map pick to kick this series off.